Right. Yes, I will, Nicole. Is Miss Terrell on? Miss Pat Terrell, I think is the name. Pat Terrell. Are you on, Pat? I didn't know if she was on. She did $10,000. Pat Terrell, is that you saying yes? Is that you saying yes, Pat? Pat Terrell. Okay, good. Let me find you. Lift your hand, Pat. I want to bring you on. Let's see if there she is. All right, Pat, I'm allowing you to talk. Are you there? Unmute Shirley in.
Hello, I'm here. How everybody doing?
Oh, everybody's doing great. Thank you for being on. Now, you use the Harmonic scanner, am I correct?
Yes, I do.
How's it been going for you? Because I posted your results in the group.
It is going great. The first week after your intense training, I used it and I sent you the results of that 1 week. It was amazing.
What were your results?
It was, I think altogether it was about 13 or 14 trades. And the end result, it was $10,000, over $10,000 for that week.
Hand for that. Let's give her a hand, please. Let's give her a hand, please. Come on, we got people in here. Let's give her a hand. Woody, woo! Thank you, Miss Terrell. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let's do better even this week. Let's do stronger this week. All right, guys, listen. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, listen. We're going to get this done in 1 second. Now, let me know. So, okay. So we're going to get this done with you guys. $10,000. Who could use 10 G's? Who can use 10 G's? Man. Let's get this training done. All right, I'm going to take everything off of the chart. Let me give it to you, and I'm going to give it to you the way I want to give it to you, okay? This is going to be phenomenal, what I'm getting ready to show you. All right? So let's get to it. When you use the Harmonic scanner, I know that there are recordings on the Harmonic scanner. I only want you to use mine. We do have people who are complaining that they couldn't get on. It's past 500. We tried to open it up for as many that was get on. But listen, it'll be recorded for you. Okay? So let's make sure that they know we're going to make sure the recording was there. I want you to do it my way. My way works. Right? Ms. Terrell proved that my way works. Right? I want to prove that it works. But I want you to be able to use this consistently. And I want y'all to hear me. I do not want you to deviate from this. What I teach you, you must go by the confirmations. And don't make it hard. Now, this is for all my people. This is for all my people. Can you include the moving averages used on the scanner? Yes, this is for all my people. Yeah, I'm finna switch up some stuff. You think the one on YouTube is strong? Wait till you see this one. So now, I'm going to make sure that you follow rule upon rule upon rule, and it's just going to take your trading to the next level. I always like improving what I'm doing. And when I improve what I'm doing, I like to improve on it so that other people can benefit from it. So I'm always improving. People's like, oh, did he change the numbers? Yes, I did. Did he change moving averages? Yes, I did. I did. Why? Why do I want to change them? It's because I'm looking to help more people win. Right? If you are part of my team, it's my responsibility as a leader to make sure that I'm doing everything I can do in my power to make sure you have the tools that will make you successful. So let's deal with this right now. We're going to deal with one moving average at a time. I want you to go to the Harmonic scanner just like I did. Up here is your indicators button. Please do not ask any questions until I finish a particular concept. So then I'm going to pause and I'm going to say, now I'll take your questions, okay? And help me out in the group chat. If people start asking questions and I've already repeated it, let them know he's going to be taking questions after he finishes the concept. All right? Can y'all see my Harmonic scanner screen? Can y'all see my harmonic scanner screen? That's all I need to see. Yes. Okay. Close. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to type in EMA. We're going to type in EMA. And when we type in EMA, we're going to go to moving average exponential. Moving average exponential. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to click it twice. 1, 2. And you should have 2 moving averages on your chart. And how do you know you have the 2 moving averages? Look at my pen tool. Look at my pen tool. This is how you know, because it'll be right here in this area of your chart. And you'll see EMA 1 and EMA 2. How many of y'all see that on your screen right now? Type in the number 1 if you see it on your screen. Okay. Okay. So here's your 2 EMAs. You can go over there and you look at them, right? So what I'm going to do, I want to make sure you're following my instructions. We're going to close this down, the indicator down. And what we're going to do, I want you to look at this. It says, the first button says show and hide. Button number 2 over here in this corner says format. And this deletes the moving average. So you'll see if you have show and hide. When you click hide, it hides it. Show and hide. You have the format button, right? And do you have, you can delete it or not? Okay. Now, what I want to do with this moving average is I want to hide it. Everybody hide this moving average. If you follow me on your computer, hide it. Hide this first moving average to where only this moving average will be visible. And I want you to go up to this moving average and I want you to type the format. Let's type format, and then I want you to change the inputs. So we got format here. We clicked it. Our inputs tab, you got 2 tabs. You got style, you got inputs. Go to inputs, go down to length. Are y'all with me? Go to inputs, go down to length, and this is what we're going to change. We're only going to change the length. Do y'all have that? Type in the number 2 if you have it. Type in the number 2 if you have it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to change this number to 3. We're going to change it to 3. We're going to change that number to 3. We're going to leave it closed and we'll leave offset at 1. Okay? We'll go to style under the second tab. We're going to go down to plot. We're going to click inside of this blue button. We're going to turn this dial down. Then we're going to click the red button. And it takes you back because the color's going to be red. Huh? Let me know when they're ready, right when they're ready, so I can walk out. Raise this up, and it's thick, just like that. Then click OK. Okay? If you have that and you have this on your screen, I need you to let me know by typing in the number 1. If you have that red line on your screen, type in the number 1. All right, let's talk about this red line. Now, this red line is my 3 exponential moving average. It would always run on price, right, inside of price, right? It will always be inside of price. It would always be inside of price. Do you see it? It's inside of price. Do you see it? Do you see this red? It would be inside of price. So if you want to know if you have a strong trend, right, a strong current trend, when I say current, I want you to see this. If this red line is moving straight down, your trend is healthy. If the red line starts going flat, you have an unhealthy trend. So when the red line is going straight down, it's a healthy trend. and it's constantly moving, healthy trend, right? And this right here, when the red line goes flat, it is an unhealthy trend. How many of y'all have that right now and you understand it? I want you to understand this about the red line. You understand this about the red line. If it's going down, you have a healthy trend. If it goes straight, it's unhealthy. Healthy, right? Reversal. Before there will ever be a reversal on a trade, right? The line will always go flat first. Before there's a reversal, you'll always have a flat line or a pivot line where it goes down and come up, right? So your red line is letting you know that when it's going down like this, you have a healthy trend. You have a healthy trend. When it goes flat, your trend is unhealthy. Does everybody understand that? This pair is Euro GBP. Does everybody understand that? This is the time for questions. Do you understand what a healthy trend and an unhealthy trend is by this straight line? So what you want to be looking for is flats, because flats should make you pause. Anytime you see a flat should make you pause, right? A flat. If we went to an hour chart, it's the same thing, right? Flats make you pause because flats are always transition areas. Anytime you have a flat, or what we call a cluster, a candlestick cluster, right? This is what I call my TZ. This is what, when it goes flat, we have what we call a transition zone. I'm on a 15-minute chart. This is a candlestick cluster right here. So once we have the candlestick cluster, we know that it's in a transition zone, which means it could either go down or it could go up when it goes flat. So flat lines let you know what's getting ready to happen. What do flat lines do? What do flat lines do? They give you a warning sign, right? They give you a warning sign. So you want to start looking for flat lines. Flat lines are warning signs. How many of y'all now understand the purpose of this red line? How many of y'all now understand the purpose of the red line? The red line is to show you where a TZ zone is, a transition zone. Candlestick clusters and a transition zone. Same thing. It's showing a transition. When it goes flat, look for the transition. Oftentimes when it goes flat, you can do this. Watch this. It goes flat, you go to the height of the candle and you pull across and you wait for a breakout. How many of y'all see that? You can draw rectangles around those areas and wait for breakouts. You can draw a rectangle around that area and wait for a breakout. Do y'all understand this so far? So I can go as many flats as I want. I can look for this flat right here and draw it and wait for a breakout. Right? And just wait for it to break out. Sorry. How many of y'all see that? How many of y'all see that? And wait for the breakout, and wait for the breakout, or break up. I want you to remember this because we're going to change these candles and it's going to change the way you trade this forever. We're going to change these candles. It's going to change the way you trade forever. I want you to see this. Does everybody understand what the transition zones, the candlestick clusters, forms a candlestick cluster, it's a transition zone. If you understand that, type in the number 2. If you understand it, type in the number 2. Forgive me for going slow, but everybody's not as fast as you. If you appreciate me going slow like this, type in the number 1. If you appreciate me going slow like this, type in the 1. Who cares what nobody else thinks? All right. All right. Now let's change the candles. Here's the place where you go to change the candles, right? It's right here. This button right here lets you change candles. Change candles. right here on this button, right? So you're gonna go up here, right? You're gonna click it, and you're going to where these candles are right here, Hakanashi candles. How many of y'all see the Hakanashi candle there? You're gonna click this because this is the candle that you're gonna use. How many of y'all see that candle? So you're gonna select that candle, and it's gonna change the way your chart looks. Do y'all see it now? Now, I want you to redefine your transition zones. So I'm gonna teach you breakouts so you can start seeing this. So you see this transition zone? So we come here, we bring it along, and I wanna make sure you see why I'm bringing it along. I need y'all to see this. This is very important. I want you to see the Hakanashi candle, and I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about this first. Whenever you see a Hakanashi candle and it has a flat top and it's red, it's moving in seller's momentum. Flat, red, seller's momentum. Flat, red, seller's momentum. When you see it move to where it's a wick on the top and the wick on the bottom, momentum, it's losing momentum. Doesn't necessarily mean to change the direction all the time, but it could mean that it's losing momentum. That's the first thing I want you to recognize by Hakanashi candles. Number two, the next thing I want you to recognize by Hakanashi candles. You can also tell it's losing momentum this way. I want to make sure you see this. You have a flat candle. But what I want you to notice is how this candle, something just happened, how you have a flat candle, and you have a flat candle here. What I want you to notice, it's my, okay. I didn't know y'all could hear my phone. Y'all should have told me. Okay, so as long as this candle, the preceding candle, is longer from here to here, you're in a good, healthy trend. Do y'all have that? As long as this preceding candle is longer than this candle, that trend is healthy. When you start seeing, look at this, that the candles are no longer than the preceding candles, but shorter. Do you see this? Do you see how all of them are on the same level? That means it's losing momentum because they're not longer. It starts picking up momentum because you see how this candle is longer than this candle, and this candle is longer than this candle, but this candle is shorter than this candle. It's shorter than this candle right here. Then that means it's losing momentum. Do you understand that? So you use Hakanashi candles, and you understand these candles, that if this candle is longer than this candle, then you're in a healthy trend. Longer, my trend is good. Oh, look what happened. No longer longer lines, my trend is unhealthy. You have an unhealthy trend here. You have an unhealthy trend right here. And when that trend is unhealthy, right, you're setting yourself up for a transition zone. Did y'all see that? It was about to go flat right here, but then it didn't go flat. And the reason why it didn't go flat, because the trend picked back up where this candle was longer than this candle. And this candle is longer than this candle. But this candle is where we now start paying attention. We have flat reds. And what we do when we have a flat red, we come, listen to this, this is very important. We come and we draw a transition zone in that area. And you want the transition zone to be like this. Make sure you follow my directions. You want it to go to the top, and you can constantly adjust it, right? And you want it to close lower. Let's see if I can do this. For some reason, my tool is not working the way I want. You want it to close lower than the first blue candle. Do you see this blue candle here? and you want to close outside of the body. Do you see it? Do y'all see it? Now I'm gonna drag it to the side. Which candle broke out of this transition zone? Which candle broke out of the transition zone? This candle right here did. This is the candle that broke out of that zone. Do you see that? I want y'all to see that. Do you see this candle here broke out? Type in the number 1 if you see it. Type in the number 1 if you see it. Right? It was a flat bottom candle here, but it was still in this TZ zone. It started coming down, but it started entering a healthy trend right here. It started entering a healthy trend. Unhealthy right here. How many of you, this will improve the way you trade, period? How many of you, this is going to improve the way you trade, period? Because let me show you something else. Whenever you're in momentum and it's dropping, and you want to move your stop loss behind your trade, you have this flat bottom candle here. You can move your stop loss right above your flat bottoms. You can move them right above your flat bottoms, and as long as you move it right above your flat bottoms, if it don't hit your flat bottom, you can stay in that trade. I want you to see what I just did. This is very important. If you're trading this, you start to get these flat bottom candles. You can move your stop loss right over the flat bottom, securing profit as it's going down, right on top of the flat top. Sorry. Flat top, right on top, right? You're right here, it didn't hit this, so it dropped, right? And you moved the stop to here, and it dropped, right? Move the stop to here, and it dropped, right? Move the stop to here. This candle put you out, but you locked in all of this profit. That's how you can start trading this and start pulling money out instantly when you trade, right on top of the flat top. Does that make sense? Guys, talk to me in the chat. Does that make sense in what I just showed you? Did that make sense in what I just told you? It made dollars. All right, now I'm going to clean my chart up. I'm going to show you how we do this with the harmonic scanner, right? I'm going to show you how we do this with the harmonic scanner. How do I add the rectangle box on my chart? Let's follow it along, right? You can go here. It's the third indicator option down, right there. Right on that one, you can click this area, and it gives you the option for brush, rectangle, elliptical, triangle, all of that, and you can do that just like that. Do you now understand it? You understand how you can get the rectangle box? All right. All right, let's do this.
All right, babe, they gone. I gotta take it to them.
Okay, you do? What's wrong?
Because they couldn't close the trunk.
All right, y'all, hold on 1 second. Okay, we're going to get started. Okay, so now I've just read a question. I want to read the question first. It doesn't matter about your broker. You can choose any of these on the harmonic scanner. As long as a harmonic scanner, you can trade from one of these brokers. The question was, if my broker is Black Bull, how can I use a harmonic scanner? It doesn't matter what broker you're with. You can choose either one of these brokers and you can trade with them. All right? So does that make sense? Do y'all have that now? So you can use any one of these brokers. Okay. All right, now listen to this. Listen to this. Doesn't matter what time frame you use it on. All right, I'm only answering questions as it pertains to this. This is going to work on buys and sells. I just showed you sales. I'm going to look for a buy, okay? Yeah, you can use you can use the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick. You can trail using a stop loss as well. So now we're going to show a buy opportunity. I was scrolling out to look for a buy. Can we look? Are you ready to show me? Let me show you what the buy opportunity looks like here. I just want to find a good buy trend so that we can see it. Okay. Jones, what do you mean by pause? I'm not understanding that question. Oh, my internet is working. Can y'all hear me fine? I just want to make sure. All right. It's just I'm not getting a lot of candles on my chart. I got to figure out what's going on here. That's better. This is the hour chart. It's no different on the hour chart than it is on the 15-minute chart. But I want to show you this in a buy scenario. The buy scenario is just the same. Now, are you looking at your red? Are you looking at your candles here? Now, do we see where it went flat? Do we see the flat area right here? Do we see the flat area? Do we see it? Right? Do we see it? This is our area that I'm talking about right in here. It's no different. You go, you get you a square. And you find your flat zone. And you draw in your flat zone where it went flat. Right here. Right there. I don't know why it keeps giving me 2. I click on it and I raise it up to those wicks. I'm looking for a breakout somewhere above here where a full body close. I need a body close. I don't really care about the top wicks. I'm caring about the body. Where did the body close at? Right. So I can stretch it towards my. Hold on for 1 second, guys. Oh, the scanner is tripping. Okay. So you have it here, right in this area. I care about the body closing, right? And I'm looking for a body close outside of that area, right? And there it is. It closed out. Now, here it is. I want to make sure I make this make sense as we start talking about these flats on the bottom of these candles. All right, it's a flat bottom on a buy, flat bottom on a buy, flat bottom on a buy. It goes into this zone. You can choose to take profit right here, but this zone extends. This is a very extended long time before it starts angling up, and then we have a break and it moves up again, but it's still not a break in strength. Look at these candles. Look at these candles. Look at these candles. Guys, I want you to know that Hakanashi is telling you when you have a weak move on your candles, right? Some of y'all are like, is this trend still strong? How many of you have been in a trade and you've asked, oh, how much further is it going to go? Or how strong is this drop? Or how strong is this buy? And we're looking and we're asking. Hakanashi begins to show you when your move up isn't strong. So as long as we have wicks underneath it, you don't have a strong move up. It's moving up, but it ain't moving up strong, right? It's moving up, but it ain't moving up strong because it's flat, but it's small, right? It's moving up, but it ain't moving up strong. Then finally, we have a little stronger move right here. This is a good, healthy, strong move candle. When it gets right here, what happens? It starts coughing, right? Starts coughing. All in this area, it starts coughing. And it's like, I don't know if it's going to be able to do it. It's going to keep going up, and it pulls down, right? Pulls down, but then you have this candle, and then it starts going up. Obviously, do you see how long these candles are? This is a strong buy move. Weaker, start to pick up a little momentum, pick up a little momentum, weaker. I want you to be able to see that so you'll know what I'm going to be ready to show you on the Harmonic scanner, and you can see when the turnaround zone is going to happen. So I want to make sure that you understand what I mean by a weaker candle and a stronger candle. let's pause. Are there any questions about these Hakanashi candles that I could say over and over again before I show you the strategy that I'll use? It's their end. Yeah. It's their end. Okay. Any questions about the Hakanashi candle to understand? Repeat on the length of the wick again. All right. The length of the wick for a Hakanashi candle, right? The longer the wick on it, the weaker the move down. See how long that wick is, right? It has a little wick on the top. You want a long body, small wick, small wick. When you start seeing longer wicks and shorter bodies, it's moving momentum. Longer wicks, shorter bodies, losing momentum. Picking up momentum, picking up momentum, picking up momentum. And then how do you know? It's breaking this candle. How do you know? It's breaking this candle. Then we have this, right on a level of support, and I'll go over that in a second. Right? And so then we have small wicks on the top, but the candles are getting shorter. See how shorter this one is than this? It's the same. Did it close above it? Yeah. Did it close above it? Yeah. Did this close above it? No. We have a weak one right here. Close above it, picked up a little strength, but it's still weak. It's still weak. You have to have a candle that closed above this area for the trend to be strong again. Do you see it? Do you see it? It has to close above this area. Where was that candle? Right here. And then we have a move up again. Weakness, weakness, move up, weakness, indecision, and then we have a down move. I may be saying flat top, flat bottom wrong, forgive me. So the flat candle, did they just get on? The flat candle is this. It's flat for buyers on the bottom, flat for sellers on the top. Flat for buyers on the bottom, flat for sellers at the top. When you have one on the top and the bottom, it's moving in weakness and it's indecision of where this trade is going to go again. Do y'all understand that, guys? I'm getting ready to go into the next phase, but I have to explain this to you. Yeah, longer body, shorter wicks, and momentum. Make sure that's in your notes. I just want to explain this to you so you can't screw this up. All right, now, as long as you have the same blue color, right, you'll look at regular candles and they don't match like this. If I put regular candles up here, they're completely different. These candles are candles that measure strength and momentum of how this actually moves. As long as it's blue, right, you're okay. When it switches colors, you're not okay. When it stays blue, you're okay. So it means as long as it stays red, I can stay in the trade? Yes. When it turns blue, I can get out of the trade? Yes. As long as it turns blue, I can stay in the trade? Yes. When it turns red, I can get out of the trade? Yes. You can do that. So red is for sellers and blue is for buyers. Do y'all have that? Does everybody have that? Make sure you got it because this is very, very, very important. Or you're not going to understand the strategy if you don't get this part. And if you don't understand, that's why I'm here for you. So you need to tell me you don't understand. Who cares what other people think? It's your money you're going to mess up. So you need to make sure that you know. Do not be afraid to ask a question. You could. When it changes color, you could get out of the trade. But I'm going to show you how you can stay in. Longer wicks, shorter bodies mean loss of momentum. That's right. What is a double top? A double top is when it hits two areas like this, right? This is a double top. And then after double top, you have a move down, right? So this is on the hour chart. This can be considered a double top. Do you see it? It came here, tried to close, pulled down, came here, tried to close again, and then you have this drop off after the double top. All pairs are good. So do you understand this double top? It came here, right? A double top is no more than the M. If you want to take it, look for the break of the M leg. So you go up here, come down here, go up here, come down here, break of the leg, fine. This is also a shark pattern. You have an up move here, down move here, right? You close it off, you close it here, and then you have this move to the upside right here. This is the actual shark pattern. And you learn that in IML Academy, right? You got this up move, this impulse move here, to this impulse move here, to this impulse move down here, right? And then you have this move to the upside. This is what they teach you in IML Academy. This is what we call a shark pattern right here. A 10-pip trailing stop is okay. But you can see that, but that's the formation of the double top, just to answer that question. How do you box in your TZ zone? Do you go from wick to wick? Sometimes you can. I typically like to go from body to body. I like body to body, like the body of the wick to the body of the wick, right? And I want a body to close outside of that to keep going down. All right, now let's deal with this. Let's add in this other EMA. All right, I want to add this to you. Let's go. Can I move forward? Can I move forward? And you may just have to watch this video over and over and over again, okay? Let's hit this. Let's go here. Let's look at this. Let's change the format for this. We're going to go to format here. Change the length to 10. No, you don't trade from point D. Let me get to that part. Yes, this does. Keep you away from erratic charts. So look, 10, your style. I like blue for mine. And I like to have it dark. 10, blue, I raise up my line, and that's it. So my input on my format was 10. My style, blue. Then I hit OK. And there's my blue. Let me teach you something about this. All right. You're in a healthy trend as long as the red line is pointing down. But you're also in a healthy trend when there's a space in between the red and the blue line. Right? As long as that space remains between the red and the blue line, you're in a healthy trend. It's when the red line turns to come back up where that trend immediately has ended for a pullback. Yeah, no offset. Don't touch offset. Right? It's still so 9 on my chart. I don't know why mine is showing 9. I thought I fixed that. It didn't change it though for some reason. Let's see. No, it says 10. See, mine does say 10. I did change it. Let me cancel it and add it back. That was strange that it was showing 10. I knew I changed it. Let's try to go here. Let's change it to 10. Go here. Make it big. Bam, that's it right there. That's it, Steph. That's it. Okay, now, here are the rules. Here are the rules. It's the first thing that you're going to look for is a transition zone, right? You want a transition zone. See how the harmonic scanner is saying it should get to D and then we should start buying? That is the wrong way to do the harmonic scanner. Right? That's the wrong way to do with the harmonic scanner. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Right? I do not do pending orders on the harmonic scanner. That is wrong. I do not do that on a harmonic scanner. That is a wrong way to trade this thing and you'll lose more money than you'll gain. I use the harmonic scanner as a timing indicator. I let them pull up the chart and I see if I'm going to get in for the retracement or get in for the trend continuation. This is how I use the harmonic scanner. I love the harmonic scanner because it's going to pick up on the trade for me. So when it picks up on the trade for me, I'm going to choose whether I'm going to go with this trend after this TZ zone is formed. I can go with the trend. Or if the TZ zone, the TZ is formed or the transition zone is formed, It can break out of that, and I can go up and I can pull me some profit here, or I can pull me some profit here. It's one or the other. One of these places I'm going to pull profit. Here's a TP right here, and here's a TP right here. Now, why are these two TPs? Because these are your support levels, and these are your resistance levels, right? And so you need to know that. I'm going to go over that in a second, but I want you to see this. Now, as we're watching this, the first thing we want is we want the transition zone, right? In order to get the transition zone, this must go flat. Before it goes flat, we have to have, or when it goes flat, we're going to look for an EMA crossing. That's the first thing that you have to do. I have some other things. This is not just that simple. EMA crossing will get your behind whipped if you don't follow the rest of the confirmations. So you just can't take an EMA crossing. An EMA crossing is the elementary way to do this that they taught us when they just want to take our money. I'm teaching you the big boy way, not just on no freaking EMA cross. That is not enough to secure an exit or to secure an entrance. You have to have other things working with you in confluence or to give you confirmations. You need several confirmations, and that's what I like to have. I like to have several confirmations before I take a trade. If I don't have those confirmations, I ain't getting in that trade. If I don't have those confirmations, I'm not getting in that trade. Am I making myself clear, Universal Trade House? If I don't have I do not just take an EMA twist. When I first got involved, there was this guy that we brought into our organization who was supposed to teach us how to trade. And he taught us one of these strategies where, well, when the EMA cross, you enter. When the EMA cross, you exit. Not taught on risk management. So what did I do? Like a fool, I followed those instructions, and I was waiting for the twist up. I was waiting for the twist down, and I blew my doggone money. Right? I blew my money. So one of the first things we want to see is number one, we want the red line to go flat, and we want the red line to generate a TZ zone or the TZ, right? And we need a transition zone, right? We need a transition zone. We need a transition zone. We don't take a trade without one. You don't re-enter a trade without one. All you guys that want to re-enter, there is no offset on any of these. So the transition zone is when the red line goes flat. Everybody write that down. When the red line goes flat, it's forming a transition zone. When the red line goes flat, it is forming a TZ. When the red line goes flat, it's forming a TZ. When the red line goes flat, you must have got on here late to ask me what does it mean to go flat. You're going to have to watch the video. All right, so we've talked about what happens when the red line goes flat or when the red line does this. It's going down in healthy trend and then it flattens out, right? It's forming a TZ zone. So sometimes it goes down and it does this. It's still forming a TZ zone in that area. Or a TZ, it's still forming a transitional zone right there. So it can go down and then go flat. When it goes flat, that's what you want. This is what your eyes need to be watching when you're trading. You need to be looking right at this. That's what you need to be looking at. This should catch your attention every time when you trade because it's going to give you the entry point. This is what you need to be looking at. You need this red line, this 3 EMA. You need this 3 EMA to go flat. When I'm hearing people, do I still get in? You should ask, how's the red line? Has it formed a TZ? Has it formed a transition zone yet? If it haven't formed a transition zone, then you're waiting for the transition zone to be formed. And once it forms a transition zone, you're just waiting for a breakout. Yeah, I'm not an artist at all. Y'all stop. Y'all laughing at my man with his eyes. Hey, quit tripping. That's the best I can do. Y'all should see how hard it is to draw with this tool. My God. But that's what you're waiting for. You want the 3MA to come down, and then you want the 3MA to flatten out. This is what you're looking at. I ain't drawing my eyes no more. Forget y'all. He said, I thought they were boobies. Okay. This is what I want you looking for. How many of y'all understand this? Let's pause. Okay. All right, listen. How many of y'all understand what you're looking for now with the red line? How many of y'all understand what you're looking for? You do not enter a trade. You can't get no trade. Let me jump in because it's already dropping. No, you need to wait for this and let it drop some more. This is going to save your butt from losing money and getting in on a weak trade that's starting to slow down. You need to look for a bullish or bearish. If it's bullish, this is bullish right here. See that flat zone right there? It went flat. Do you see it went flat? Right? You wait for that breaker structure. It broke out that structure. You rolled it up some more. Do you see it? If it's bearish, right? You wait for this breaker structure. You're looking for this, right? You draw that line. You wait for that breaker structure. It breaks out, and you do that. It's consolidation. It's consolidation. I just said it TZ so that we can just kind of not say the long word of consolidation, but that's basically what it is. It's consolidation. I just call it a transition zone, right? I want a transition zone so I can get in, I can get out. So you're not taking a trade until you get number one, right? Right? You want a number one. You want to see that thing moving. All right, the market just opened. I wanted to catch this training when the market opens so y'all can see some of this while the market is moving, okay? The market just opened. So now we're officially in the TZ zone. Let's draw it. We are officially in a transition zone. I keep saying TZ zone. We're officially in the transition zone. Watch this. Now, I'm looking at this going flat, but I'm looking at this right here. Right? I'm officially in the transition zone. Right? Yeah, it's just different lingo. Yeah. Right? Do you see it? Transition zone. Now, before I take this sale, I have my first rule. My first rule was a transition zone. My next rule on this is a long video, sorry. My next rule on this, after I have my transition zone, I cannot take this trade unless I have number 2, an EMA cross. I have to have the EMA cross. I have to have this red line go up, and I have to have this blue line go down. I need an EMA cross. That's the first confirmation for an entrance. This is the first confirmation for an entrance when I have this crossing. That's the first confirmation. When I see the cross, right, that's my first confirmation. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's back this up. Let me show you what I'm talking about on this actual chart. All right, do you see where this had a cross right here on these candles? Or let's go up to here where there's a cross right here. See that cross up? Red is on top, blue is on bottom. You see that? That cross up? Do you see where it crossed? Now, when it crosses, that's the first confirmation for an entry. Indecision candle followed by a twist. Right? So you have your TZ, which is direct result of an indecision candle. Let's put ND, indecision candle. That is not an N. That's better. You have an indecision candle. That's where it's coming from. So your TZ zone is going to create that, or your TZ is going to create that. So you have the indecision candle, like this right here, right? Or these group of indecision candles right here, right? You have this indecision candle. Then after you have the indecision candle, what are you waiting for now? Somebody tell me what's the next thing that we do? Right of the indecision candle, what's the next thing that we do? We look for the what? EMA cross. Right? So if we're looking for the EMA cross, right? Here's the EMA cross right here. You have an EMA cross right here. You have an EMA cross right here. Do you see this sharp move down? We wouldn't have took that, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the EMA cross right here. Right? And as it crossed, it stayed. Now, I want you to see it. You have your EMA cross right here. And look what it did. Are y'all seeing that? Are y'all seeing that? Are y'all seeing that? The EMA cross is the first confirmation for an entry. It's the first confirmation for entry right here. It is not the only confirmation, it's the first. Now, let's give you this next rule. As long the blue line on the cross, the blue line will either form the floor or the ceiling. On a cross, a blue line, the blue line, let me redo this in blue. What does the blue line form? The floor or the ceiling? So the blue line, my blue EMA, it either forms my floor for a buy or a ceiling for a sell. Write that in your notes. Write that in your notes. The blue line forms a floor for a buy and a ceiling for a sell. And what do you mean by that? Watch this. The blue line is a ceiling for a sell. So as long as those red candles stay under that blue line, you stay in that trade. Or you can stay in that trade. Not to stay in it, but you can stay in it. Right? As long as it stays under the ceiling. Right? As long as the trade stays under the ceiling, you're good. Do y'all have that? I'm not done yet, but I want to make sure y'all have that. Do you have that? When it becomes the buy, it becomes the floor. And as long as it stays under the floor or above the floor, you're in a good trade. I'm teaching y'all so much, and I want y'all to get this. But I want you to get the floor and the ceiling. The floor and the ceiling. Do you see it? The floor and the ceiling. The floor and the ceiling. Now that you understand about floors and ceilings, these little transition areas mean a lot, don't they? The transition area starts meaning just a little bit more than what it did when you understand ceiling and floors. Because now, as long as this is going strong, you have a healthy trend and it's staying under the ceiling. When it goes short, when it goes flat, you know you're in danger of breaking through the ceiling. Right? When it goes flat, you're in danger of breaking through the ceiling. Do y'all understand that? Do you 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 understand that? Now, every time it goes flat, you start look. Oh, y'all gonna laugh. Every time it goes flat, you then look over here at this, because this is your sign on whether or not it's gonna bust through the ceiling. Bust through the ceiling. Let me draw a face there, and a nose, and a mouth. Now we can quit. All right, we got it. So this is what you start. This is where the danger of your trade is, right? Look at what I'm just saying, right? This is where the danger of your trade is. And so that's why you want to start paying attention. Let me ask 499. You can tell some people some space is open. 499. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? 498. Do y'all understand that now? Do you not understand that I need to start looking at my trade when this floor goes flat? Right, when my trade forms a floor, I need to start looking, right? Because this floor, another name for it, the floor is a TZ, a transition zone, right? All right, now let's do this. So we're in this trade. Why do I use the harmonic scanner? Because it's picking up on these moves that I don't have to go and look for. That's the purpose of it, right? Because this trade either is going to give me a buy, and it's going to look, I can look for it to pause here, and look for it to pause here. This is how you use this, guys, because say you're here in this trade, and it breaks out to the downside. You know your first TP is right here at this entry. Oh, this is going to be good. What if it breaks here, and it goes flat right here, and it breaks here, but it breaks down? You know your next TP is right here. Does that make sense? I want y'all to see this on the harmonic scanner. This trade hasn't got this yet. This trade is right here in this box. It had to hit this entry point. It had to hit this stop loss point. So if it hadn't hit it, you know that this is an area of support and this is an area of support. So you know if you hit it, you can take this trade down. If it breaks out, you can start getting you 5 to 7 pips right here. If it breaks through this, you can start looking for it to go down and test somewhere in here. And as long as you have a healthy trend, you can start taking TP right here. This is why the Harmonic scanner is king. This is why the Harmonic scanner is king. This is why you can use the Harmonic scanner to make stupid money. You can make stupid money with the Harmonic scanner because if it don't confirm to go up, this joker can confirm to go down, and you still can take a TP here, and you can take a TP here. How many of y'all know this is not making sense? I want you to look at the Harmonic scanner differently. And not a lot of people are looking at this crap like this, and they're missing off on this money because it just showed you. All right, you got a TZ right here. It breaks this zone. Well, where's it going to go? It could come and pause right here. If it breaks through there, then I'm looking for my next pause to be right here. Now, let's pause. How many of y'all are understanding what I mean now by this area being important and by knowing that this is the level of support and this is the level of support, but they also take profit areas as well. You can take it as a take profit area as well. Harmonic scanner comes with every 145 membership. I take what the market gives me. This is not right. Nobody can tell you that the Harmonic scanner is going to be right. It's eventually going to retrace, but why not take what the trade gives you? If this thing is going down, take it going down. I got so much to give you, and I don't have enough time to give all this to you. Right? I wish I have so much to give you. I just don't have enough time to give everything. Right? I'm gonna finish this because there was one other thing I wanted to show you. Take your trade to the next level. I'll just wait and catch y'all on the next time on that piece. But this right here is going to be phenomenal once you understand it. Right? Yes, I do use my Harmonic scanner on my MetaTrader 4. Right? I do use it. Now watch this. Watch this. Let me give you some more. Let me give you some more. Right? So we're waiting for this. Now, here are my other confirmations. And I changed. Hey, Priscilla. I changed. Listen. I changed some coordinates for my tools. So let's do it. First thing we're going to add is these 3 indicators, RSI. So you're going to type in RSI on the indicator. And then relative strength index is going to come up. Click it. And here's your relative strength index. Remember, you went up here to your indicators. Up here on your indicators, click it. Type in RSI, and it comes up. Click it, and it puts it down here. Next one, we're going to type in, just type in another one. Don't close it. Type in momentum. You can type in MOM, M-O-M. Click on momentum, and it adds it to your chart. Then we're going to go to what? After momentum, we're going to go to MFI, the money flow. Click that, and it puts it right in. Then we're going to add this one, MACD. And I want you to watch me on this one. So when the MACD comes up, you need to click it twice. One for the first one, one for the second one. Just click it twice, and it puts 2 MACDs on here for you. And we're done with our indicators. Now, I'm going to show you how I change each one of these. Show you how I change each one of these. This is a trade action on the 15-minute chart. Mm-hmm. It looks like we got a candle breakout here. On the 15-minute. Hold on now. All right. If the EMA doesn't cross that trade, there you go. Get great. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I changed it to 15. All right. So let's go to the RSI first. Now, watch me. When you go to RSI, the first one is for hide and show. The second one is format. Click format. You'll go to inputs. The inputs tab. I'm going to change this to the number 5. The style, I like to darken my line, and RSI is always like a pink or magenta, right? So my inputs was 5, my style, I turned it to a pink. Remember, I clicked this, but I moved this back first and then clicked it, right? The next thing I do is I thicken the line all the way. The only reason I thicken it is because I can't see. So then I'm going to take this off. I'm going to uncheck H lines background. I'm going to uncheck lower limit. Remember, it was checked. And I'm going to leave upper limit checked. And then I'm going to slide all the way over. I like to turn this to black. Slide all the way over, like so. Making my dotted lines. You can choose a dotted line or a straight line or these lines. I like that. And then I change this to 50. Every trader in the world understands that the 50 level is a line of demarcation between buyers and sellers. There's not anybody out there that would disagree with that. Once you do this, you click OK. And there you have it. The next thing that you're going to do is go to the momentum indicator, slide all the way over to format, click your format, and we're going to go to inputs. We're also going to change that to 5. So go here to format, inputs, 5. If you've been able to follow me so far, type in the number 1. If you've been able to follow me so far, type in the number 1. If you are not following me, after we finish typing the number 1, you can type in the number 2. Okay. Priscilla, you got on a little bit late, but the video is going to be made available for you to be able to watch it. All right, so 5. All right, we go here. We change this to yellow. I like my yellow or gold or whatever. In the RSI, the Heinz line is unchecked. We do not have a Heinz line on the RSI. Just do this for me. Just follow this one out. Yeah. We're going to make this thick. Make it thick. Right? And once you make it thick, you're done. Now, notice how these little circles are on your line. Do you see it? You can click those circles on and off, right? Let me show you. I'm sorry. All right, they're off. Notice how those little circles are there? They're gone. They're off. They're there. They're off. You want them on. You want the circles on. And what you want to do is left click, hold, and see how the fence is clicks? Drag and drop it. Left click, hold, drag, and drop. You're going to go to money flow. Format on money flow. Go to inputs. Change it to a 5. Style. We're going to change this plot. I like my money flow to be blue. Oh, I did it wrong. I did this wrong. Jesus Christ. Forgive me. My money flow is yellow. It's going to be yellow on all my other charts. And I have to unclick this. We're going to unclick it. Leave it yellow. Money flow is yellow. Follow me on that. Money flow is yellow. We're going to thicken it. It's a 5, and that's where we leave it. Money flow is yellow, right? Money flow is yellow. 5, yellow, unclick upper, unclick lower, unclick Heinz, click OK. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go back up to momentum. Let me show you momentum. This is momentum right here. Do y'all see me highlighting momentum? Do y'all see me highlighting momentum? Momentum is highlighted. Okay, now we're going to go to momentum. And we go to format button under momentum. It's right here. This is the format button under momentum. Click it because we need to change this color to blue. Momentum is blue for me. Okay, click OK. Then you're gonna come down here to this one. You're gonna click to get the dots on it, and you're gonna drag it and drop it like so. Don't worry about how it looks right now. When we zoom in, it's gonna look completely different. Right now, it's just all scribbly scratch. Don't worry about that. When we zoom in, it's gonna look completely different. Okay, you go back to the MFI. The MFI was, the inputs was 5. And the style, remember this was clicked. All these were clicked, right? All these were clicked. We're unclicking them. And then click OK. 5, goal. Okay. Now let's go to the MACD, please. MACD, I want you to follow this. We hit the format on the MACD, but this is what I want you to do. Hit the MACD. It may be on style. Move it to inputs because we're going to change 2 numbers under inputs. The first number we're going to change it to an 18. 12, 18, and leave it closed 1. 12, 18, leave it closed 1. There's no price line on MOM. Yes, I unchecked everything for the money flow. There are no upper or lower limits on money flow. Do y'all have these numbers for the MACD? 12, 18, 1. Next, we go to style. This is very important. Please follow my instructions on style. You're going to unclick histogram. You're going to unclick MACD, and you're going to leave signal clicked. You can take the red and darken it if you want. But after you do that, you're going to raise this line up to look just like that. Remember, on style, uncheck, uncheck, check, raise it up, leave it red. That's it. That's it. That's it. Click OK. We're going to go to the next MACD. We're going to format. This is going to be different. Go to inputs. MACD's down here. This one is right. Now we're moving to this one to make it look similar to this one. These are the numbers. 5, 10, 1. Nobody has these numbers but you right now. No one but you have these numbers. You're the first to get them. Now, listen to this. Watch this. Listen to this. Watch this. Move to style. This is very important that you follow me out on my instructions for this one. You're going to leave the histogram checked. You're going to go to the color. Change it to black. 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 Just like I'm going to do now. I'll move this down and then I change it to black. And then you're going to move this line up. And then you're going to check price line. That's all you do on that so far. The next one, we uncheck MACD. We do not have a MACD on here. We're going to go to signal. We're going to click the red button, go to green. I like to make my green dark, green, dark. Then I like to pull my line all the way up, like so. And that's how it should look. We're done. I'm going to go over this again. Leave this click, turn it to black, turn it up, click price line. Uncheck MACD, leave signal checked, turn it to green, lift it up. Do not check price line. The only price line is this one right here. Right? Then click OK. Now, see how these dots are on here? That's good because I want you to take it, grab, pull, drop. Now, the next thing I want you to do to save it. Now we're going to save it because this is how your chart's going to look. Right? The price line is only on the small MACD, which is the green one. See, this MACD is green. See how this is my green one, this is my red one? I can click this to format the red line. I can click this to format the green line. Now, let's save it. I want you to come over here, and I want you to go to the black arrow in the upper corner over here. This is the one you're going to use to save with. That's your save button. Click it. Once you click it, it will give you the option to save the document in a name, put in the name that you want to save it under, and you are done. If I wanted to do this, I would click it. Well, I thought I would. I click it, change it, save the name of the layout, click here, and then save. So you will go here to this black arrow in the upper corner, and I'll save it as Spilla, Killa. That's what I do. The MACD line is still added. The MACD line is under your style line. It's a style button that you have on your MetaTrader 4. You can add that line there. Somebody said it broke out of transition. Did it break out of transition? Ooh, look at that. Are y'all watching this? But your spread is going to be high right now, guys. Your spread is going to be high right now because you're in between 4 and 5. So the broker is going to be pulling money from you as it's breaking. It ain't broke transition, it's attempting to break transition. But let me go in and let you take a look at this so that you can see this for yourself, okay? All right, look at this. We have the TZ zone, or the TZ. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Just make sure you see it. It's still not time yet. It's becoming time, but it's not time yet. Now, where's the time? Let me give you the thing. If you're looking for a buy, looking for a what? A buy. All three of these lines must be above the 50 level right here. If this is going to be a buy, all three of these lines must be above this level right here. And this is what we call the 50 level. And you'll see it's 50 right here. Do you see it? Mm-hmm. Y'all on my screen, do you see it? No, I trade all patterns now that I have this code. Right now, the next thing we're waiting on is we need this green line to cross this 0 level right here. This is level 0. It needs to cross this right here. Has it crossed it yet? Do we have a crossing? Do we have a crossing of the green line on this line yet? Is it crossed yet? So you don't have the full confirmation. So the full confirmation is, number 1, we need a TZ. Number 2, we need an EMA crossing. Right? Number three, make sure you hear me. Number 3, we need all 3 of these lines. I call it the RMF. All 3 of those lines for a buy needs to be above the 50. For a sell, it needs to be below the 50. That's my next. So here's the first confirmation. Here's the second confirmation. Here's the third confirmation. Right now, we have 1, 2, 3 confirmations. Are we done? No, because we need the MACD as our 4th confirmation to take this trade. So now, with number 4 not given yet, do you take this trade? Do you take this trade? Now, let me give you a sweet spot because I want you to hear this. You know, if you want to know if this is going in momentum, You can also look for a flat blue candle. A flat blue candle. We have another candle that's getting ready to come out. We have another candle that's getting ready to come out in 1 minute. Let's watch this. This is why I want to do this session with you so you can see it for yourself. Are y'all with me? Now we have 1 minute. Another candle is about to come out. Right? So when the green MACD crosses here, that's what we're waiting for. But this red has to be going in the same direction of this green line. It always, the red can't be flat. The red has to be pointing up and the green has to be pointing up. The red can't be flat. This red line can't be flat. This red has to be pointing up while the green is pointing up, or else you don't have the confirmation. Did y'all understand that? Did you understand that? Did you understand that? New candle, new candle, new candle. What is it? What is this new candle? Let's look and see. Let's look and see. Now, I want y'all to see this. This is Euro GBP. I want y'all to see this is very important. All right, now I can take off my box here. Look, this is not, I want y'all to hear this. This is very important. Are y'all listening to me? This is very important. This is very important. Number one, we know that this is not moving in momentum yet. Why is it not moving in momentum? You see this tail? Do you see this tail? Do y'all see those tails? It's not moving in momentum yet. It's not moving in momentum yet. Now, do we have the crossing? Yes. Do we have this above? Yes. The MACD is crossing, right? Now, what you have to understand is that this didn't start off in momentum because look how bigger this candle is between this candle on its start. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see how small that candle is? That's important. I taught you that in the beginning. I taught you that in the beginning because I wanted you to see how small this is so you'll know. If this candle started off like that, right, we would have our confirmation to enter this trade and move our stop loss right here while this candle is going. And it goes up, we move our stop loss right here. It goes up, we move our stop loss right here. We just keep going up until we have secured our 20 pips. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out my mouth? You can go for 20, you can go for 10, you can go for 5. It doesn't matter. Get your money. Never enter a trade unless you know how much you're coming out of this trade with. Never enter a trade. So I'm going to ask everybody right now, if you are trading right now, if you are trading right now, if you are trading right now, this is my question. How many pips are you going to walk away from with every trade? You need to know every trade you take, you're looking to get a certain amount of pips that you're not going to compromise on. You can say 20, but no, how many do you want to lock in just in case you don't hit your 20? How many do you want to lock in just in case you don't hit your 20? How many do you want to lock in and say, I'm not going to compromise on this many? Right? You should know that. That's why I have you do 2 positions on your trade. I see some of y'all with 4 and 5 positions. You don't know how to trade. That's stupid trading when you have a small balance like that. Don't stretch your balance if you're going to go 6 times. I saw somebody went 7 times in a trade, right? An expert, if you've been trading for a while. I have people like Yvonne. If you've been trading for a while, I don't have to hold you by your hand. But if you haven't been trading for a while, why are you doing 5 and 6 positions? And leaders, would you please stop people from doing that? That is not smart. They should be able to do 2, unless they're going to be trading right in front of you and you hold them by the hand, 2 positions is good. This first position is going to lock in those pips. I don't compromise. My first position is going to lock in the pips that I'm not going to compromise in getting. Because when it hits that pip level, not to take profit, when it hits that pip level, one of my positions are closing, I'm leaving the other position open. When I hit my pip count on my first, if I'm going to go in, I'm looking for 20 pips, but I know I'm not going to give up 10. Did you catch that? I'm going in for 20, but I know I'm not going to give up 10. So I'm going to run two positions. When the first one hit the 10, I close it. I let the other position go, but I put my stop loss at my entry point so I don't compromise my 10. Let's try that again. Do y'all understand what I just said? Go into a trade, two positions. Go into a trade, two positions. You can do trail and stop. I'm giving other options. You do a trail and stop at when you get your 10 pips, but listen to this. Let's say you do a 10 pip trail and stop, right? Your 10 pips is not going to activate till you hit 10 pips. It's not going to lock in at 10 pips. It's going to start at your entry point. It's going to start at your entry point. You can take this trade if you want. You have all the confirmations. You can take this trade if you want it. You do have all the confirmations. Right? Right? But just know before you enter, you're not running on strong momentum. And the spread, I told you already, before I said get in, I told you about the spread. I told you about the spread. I don't trade till after 5 because I don't like those flaring spreads, which will come and damage your account. Right? Now, a flat bottom candle is a confirmation. It's an additional confirmation. You can enter in on a wick down and a wick up. It's just not as strong as the confirmation that looks like this. You can enter in when you have 2 consecutive blues. It's not as strong until you have that flat bottom. Does the red MACD need to cross 0 as well? No. The red crossing is another confirmation. The green crossing is your first confirmation for a short trend move. The red confirmation is a confirmation for a long trend move. Are y'all understanding me? 7 pip spread and 6 pipettes on your lot size before going into profits. Now tell them, that's why I said in the beginning, you can do what you want, right? And people can enter in on this, right? You can, right? It's riskier, but if that bottom was flat, it would be as less risky because it's all risk. It will be as less risky if you have a flat bottom candle opposed to a candle with a little wick on it. Right? So the MACD, watch this. This is a weaker trend. This is a weak trend confirmation of an up move. This is a stronger trend confirmation on an up move. It's still a confirmation to go into a buy. This is just a stronger confirmation to go into a buy. Please go over trend trading, 2 trades, but second TP changes to what? Okay. In closing, on that, make sure you hear me. Right? I run 2 positions. My first TP is for the pips that I'm not going to compromise on. So I know when I go into any trade, I'm pulling 10 out no matter what, right? And so on my first position is 10 pips. I leave my second position open to, if it's going down, I'm just watching it go down and I'm pulling money out as it's going down or putting on the trailing stop. But I was saying this about the trailing stop. You put a trailing stop on when it hits 10 pips up here, it's only going to put your trailing stop at your entry point. That's where it's going to put the trailing stop, right? So that don't mean you're locking in these 10 pips. It's just going to activate and start moving behind your trade as it goes, right? It's just going to activate and move behind it, move behind it, move behind it as it goes up. All right, there's another mechanism you can use. Let me give you this for free. That's called the currency strength indicator. Use the currency strength indicator, please. Let me tell you why. You want to, and I gave you the currency strength indicator. I wish I could show you on this, but my currency strength isn't working right on my Apple right now. But let me tell you the currency strength indicator. If you want to know if this move is going to move up, look at your currency strength indicator. If GBP is low, which means it's under 1 1.9. If it's under 1.9 of your currency strength indicator and euro is above it at least 6.0, then this is going to move up. This is your second confirmation that is going to move. I mean, a dual confirmation, not second. This is a dual confirmation. I gave you the currency strength. Now, on certain, good, I'm glad you brought that up, Steph. On certain, this is FX charts. Let's go look at JFX. Because I want y'all to see this on JFX too, because different brokers show different things. Different brokers show different things. I'm glad you brought that up. This is going to be GBP CHF. Now look at GBP CHF on this currency chart. Right? Oh, this is showing a buy. What is this? D is here. So did it reverse? I may have done this after, but if it reversed, it's still moving up. I'm guessing it was in the DC zone. It's moving up. Because this on JFAX is showing it for a sell because the D is above. It's saying it's going to hit this line and then go into a quick sale on GBP, JPY. But go look at your, is that the wrong pair? No, that's what I was on, Euro GBP. I was on Euro GBP, right? That's what I was on, Euro GBP, right. And on Euro GBP, look what it's showing. The Harmonic scanner says it's going to come here and then go back down. Right? But that's not what this shows. This shows that it's moving up. This shows a flat bottom on each one of them. Go with what your indicator or the broker is showing you. So now, the currency strength. What's precision on RSI and MACD confirmations? What's precision? Bobby, explain that. What's precision? Explain it to me, Bobby. Are you up $6.43? Dr. T? Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, thank you so much on currency strength. So currently, right now, currency strength is up 643 for euro. 643 for euro. That's what the currency, 6.43 for euro. That's the currency strength for that. And the currency strength for, this is for the euro. And the GBP is 4.3. They're close to each other, but if you really want this to go down, then GBP needs to be under 2.0. Different brokers are going to show different numbers. Different brokers are going to show different numbers, okay? But don't trip on it. But what I want you to see is 4.3, right? What I want you to see is 4.3. That's why I gave you all those other confirmations. If this drops from 4.3 and this stays up here, and it drops from 4.3 to say 2.0, 1.9, right? Last week we saw 0.0. When you see that, correlating this, the currency strength with this, you're going to see a significance on how you do the trade. The currency strength is an app that I gave all of our family. As I gave the currency strength to the family, I want all the family to be able to use that. Currency strength. Now let's go look at some trades. It's in my push 1000. Let's look at some trades real quick as I bring this to a close, as I didn't want to trade between 4 and 5 anyway. Those of you who want to do that, you could. But let me show you how some trades that went off. I do use the volume profile, just didn't go over it today. The volume profile is something completely different. You can use that if you have that training. Samantha Harmonic scanner, do we look at sharp butterfly crap? No, it doesn't. What matters is how the trade moves. I don't think. Currency strength is for Mac. No, currency strength is not for Mac. It's an app that I gave everybody pretty much. So let's look at this. I want to show you this currency pair. Let's see if we see a move on this. Right? Notice that the Harmonic scanner said this is the D that it was going to buy. It went up to the first TP and that was it. Right? But you could have caught this going down. You could have caught this going down. You could have caught this going down. So, I mean, it's showing red candlestick and you, okay. If it's showing a red, what does that mean? I told you the move was weak up, right? That was a weak up move. Let's go look at another one. All right, here's one right here. Look at this. And you had a whole bunch of wicks in this zone, right? But this is where momentum entered. You didn't get momentum to this candle, and this candle. Do y'all see that? Do you see that you had a crossing of the MACD right here, right? But you had no momentum. You had no momentum till this candle right here. When this candle would have started off flat, that would have been my entry point. I would have watched this until this got flat. And as soon as I saw a flat candle, I would take this to the entry and rolled these up and got all this money on these 3 candles. And I started looking to take my profit when the MACD crossed up here. So when the MACD crosses, momentum is shifted, and you can start looking to take profit. So when this is going up, and we have this flat area right here, do y'all see the flat area? See the flat area right here? Right? But on that flat area, you had a MACD crossing. You saw it lost momentum before it even came out. So when it started pulling back, I'd have started taking money. Does that make sense, guys? All right, I want you to see this. Now, what happens on the down crossing out of this TZ zone? Right? How many of y'all see your entry candle is right here? Or you could, the better one is the entry candle right here. This flat right here. How many of y'all see this flat right here? Right? And went down. You just start looking right here to see what it's doing, and then it confirmed and broke that out, and you caught that money. Guys, this is ridiculous what you can do with the harmonic scanner. It's ridiculous what you can do. You caught this move. You waited and then came back, and on this move, caught this trade, and you took this all the way down there. Right? Here's the cross on the EMA. Here's the cross with the 3 lines. Here's the cross with the MACD. It's all about being patient. And when you popped in on this, when you saw that this went from a wick to a flat, you took that trade. I know this is a wick. I know this is a wick. I know this is a wick. But it broke out that box and went down any further, and it never broke the ceiling. There was no candle that came up to break the ceiling. Do y'all see that? Right? And you'd have known to take your profit when you had the MACD crossing right here. I can go to trade after trade after trade after trade after trade, GBP USD. And we can do the same thing over and over and over and over. Look at this. Look at this. Right? Everything lined up appropriately. So we had this. Harmonic scanner said it was going to go into a sale. It went into the sale. What happens when you come to a trade and you see you missed it? You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss it, right? Yeah, it missed it, and it came out and hit all these TPs. But do you see this right here? Do you see this TZ zone right here? Do you see this zone? Do you see this zone? Then we had a crossing, right? All 3 crossed right here, right? MACD crossed back here. All 3 crossed right here, right? You took that flat bottom and you rocked that out and got that money. I just want you to see this as it's coming up on the harmonic scanner. Right? Are you asking me about a trade that's coming up on the scanner? Do you see that trade on the scanner? Because you're asking me to go look at JPY, and I'm teaching on the harmonic scanner. Let's see that on the hour chart. It's the same. Do y'all see this? Do you see this? The MACD, do you see it? Do you see TZ? Do you see TZ? Do you see TZ? How many of y'all see TZ right here? How many of y'all see it? You come down. When this breaks all 3, and you have the green line touch and cross, it's coming down. It crossed it. That's your entry. And you wrote these flats. You wrote these flats. You wrote this flat, and 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 this flat. Do y'all see that? How many of y'all see what I'm showing you right now? Let the harmonic scanner do the work. Let the harmonic scanner do the work. And now you don't have to go and say, hey, are y'all in this pair? Who's in this pair? What trade you in? You ever heard people ask y'all that? Hey, what trade you in? TZ. Do y'all see the TZ? Do y'all see the TZ? How many of y'all see the TZ right here? How many of y'all see the TZ? Now, we had a cross here, we had a cross here, up, momentum is lagging. That's why there are no long candles, right? Do you take a chance and take that? Some of y'all would have taken a chance and took it because all 3 lines wasn't above, even though this is going up. Look how flat the MACD is. See how red? how flat that red is? There is no momentum to the upside. This is where you get in trouble. I don't care that it made some money. Kiki, TZ stand for transition zone. How many of y'all got this strategy? Brent got it. Brent, how many you got it? On larger counters, how do we know exactly when to get in using Harmonic scanner on MetaTrader 4? I always get confused at the time frames. Okay, I'm gonna teach on that another time. Password. All right. Y'all ask me, let's see, I'm looking for a question that has to do with what we're doing. Give me a second. I saw one question up here. So the MACD must cross and be on the up for the confirmation, correct? That is correct. Dr. Spilla, after the session, you give the password and link for the session replay. Yes. It has to download first, though. I have downloaded to 2 programs first. Do we use all this in correlation with the indicators that you've given us? Absolutely, yes. All right. Can I use the same parameters for my cell phone? Yes, you can. Yes, you should. And yes, you shall. If you want Hakanashi candles on your phone, you can download Owanda, the broker Owanda. Can somebody put that in the UTH group chat? Broker Owanda. And you can take that broker Owanda, and Owanda will allow you to put Hakanashi candles on your phone, and you can load up these same indicators just like that. You can look at the Hakanashi candles on your phone through Owanda. Where and how on MetaTrader 4? You cannot, Owanda, is O. Yeah, Owanda. Spell it Oanda.
Yeah.
Oanda.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is, they got it. Also, TradingView has, you can put TradingView on your phone, and it also has Hakanashi candles as well. And you can set up your chart just like this on the TradingView on your phone app. You can do that. All right, what's the best time to use this? Oh, on all of them. If you like big trades, you want big money, you want big trades with big money, hit your hour charts. Hit your 4-hour charts are even better. I can't wait to show you a strategy I use on the 4-hour chart, but look at this. This is a 4-hour chart, right? Harmonic scanner came and hit here, but you say, I missed a trade. You did not. The Harmonic scanner showed you, right, that this was it was in a downtrend, and now we have an uptrend, and this is dropping. You could have still caught this on the scanner. That's why I want y'all looking at the scanner, please. Look at it. Let it pull up the trade so you don't have to go looking for them. And look what happens. TZ. How many of y'all see the TZ? How many of y'all see this TZ? What happens after the TZ? What happens down here? What happens right here? And what happens right here to the ceiling? And you got your money. You know that this thing is running out of strength. How do you know it's running out of strength? Right? How do you know that this is running out of strength? How do you know that it's running out of strength? Yes, it's smaller than this one. Even though it's moving, it's still smaller and the wick is longer. So you start looking to start taking some money. To start taking some money, pulling some money off the table, closing a position if I'm running 2 positions, and see what the other one does, and move my stop loss to my entry point. How many of y'all this gonna make a difference in your trading? How many of y'all this gonna make a difference in your trading? How many of y'all this gonna make a difference in your trading? I want you from this point on, UTH, or if you're in my Spanish group, I want you to post the profits that you make from the Harmonic scanner. I want you to post the profits that you make from the Harmonic scanner. Yes, you can scalp this strategy all day long, bro. All day long. All right, here's a question here. Do you place your 2 positions at the same time? Yes. You wait for the pullback and place your second. No, you place them at the same time. Now you can place them at the pullback. That's up to you. Do you wait for the flat candle to close before you enter the trade? Yes, I do. I could, but if it starts off at a flat, I just usually get in when it starts off as a flat when I have these other confirmations. That's why you just can't use the flat candle. You got to have all these other confirmations too. You post the profits in Universal Trade House, Vanessa. Are you in my? Hopefully you're in my Universal Trade House. If not, I'll drop. I'll make sure that you have the link for it. What's the biggest spread? I don't know. All right, guys. I want to thank y'all so much for being on here, and I'm going to stop.